Tanary with Tanary's Vibes. And we just vibing high. I mean, sometimes we vibe low, but the both is necessary, right? And today, actually, I'm gonna be talking about exploring the darker side of you. Have you done it? Do you even know where to start? Do you know what that's like? Well, everyone has the higher side, right? And then everyone has the lower side. Hence, we vibing high or vibing low. So when you explore the darker side of you, you want to look into getting insight about things within yourself that you may have not acknowledged, right? Because the perspective that you have of you may not be the perspective that others outside of you may have of you, or certain experiences, certain outcomes that you thought you were gonna have from that experience. You may have had an initial perspective of how the outcome of that experience was gonna be, but it ended up being something completely else. And we don't even realize that it has to do with something within the darker side of us, right? So what do we do? What are some of the things that we do to kind of look into and see what could be causing blockages, what's hindering us, what's maybe keeping some stagnation, all of these different things that may happen and occur in our lives? The first thing you can do to acknowledge the darker side of you, and what that even looks like, is to notice any triggers that you may have. So if you get any triggers from, people, places, and things, you want to observe that. You want to see the triggers or these emotions that you get that are lower vibing emotions: fear, doubt, neglect, guilt, all of these low vibing emotions that people, places, and things can pull out of you. You want to observe that, and then you want to see where in your body do you feel any kind of sensation, any kind of discomfort, or just sensation at all. It doesn't have to necessarily be unpleasant, but it could be some kind of sensation, from being around XYZ person, and you're just like, wow, like, oh my gosh, I gotta go to work, I gotta sit next to this coworker of mine, she's a talker, I can't get stuff done, it's distracting, whatever. And then you notice that you may have tension right here on like your shoulder, the side of your neck, or something like that. So when you're peeping these triggers that you get from people, places, and things, start off with the triggers that are not as heavy feeling. Start off with those triggers into addressing it accordingly. And when you address it accordingly, that's when you observe. You're observing the emotion that you get out of it. You're observing who is the person, place, or thing that's causing that emotion. And then you're observing what kind of discomfort or sensation in the body that you may be getting from that emotion. You see how it's all connected? And this right here, a lot of people don't know, causes ailments. But this is the beauty, right? When you are in the process of discovering the darker side of you, these triggers, or the people, places, and things that cause the triggers at that time, they now no longer have any power. It loses its power over you having that kind of reaction, to then having that kind of ailment, to then having these health issues or elevated stress levels, right, that do not serve us. It's definitely not for our highest good to be in any type of level of stress. And I think we can all agree that we have a fair amount of it going around right now. So we want to keep these cortisol levels down, because that's a very toxic chemical And triggers obviously cause stress. So this is what you can do to help with that situation and no longer allow it to be a part of you and the makeup of you. And remembering who you are, remembering all the times that you overcame XYZ situation from the people, places, and things, and knowing that if you overcame those things before, you can overcome whatever the situation is now from the new set of people, places, and things. But again, this is part of exploring the darker side of you. If you see that you are having a consistent cycle or a repeated kind of pattern of experiencing these triggers, but it's coming through different people, places, and things, then that means that you are not observing. You're not doing the work to reflect on the darker side of you. So you want to hash that out with a quickness, because the longer you wait to take a deeper look into these triggers, the heavier the ailments are going to be, the more stress you're going to have, the harder life will be for you. And this is all about vibing high right now, okay? We all about pulling out the alchemist within each and every one of us, because we each and every one of us has it. All right, so I want to make sure that I really clarify on that, because it's so simple, you guys. We could really simplify this. We could really make it happen. It doesn't have to be this whole all-out intricate thing. It's a simple matter of observing the emotion that you get out of these triggers, the sensation that you get on a physical level, and then releasing it. You want to release it. So you want to say something like, I release these emotions that no longer serve me. And specify the emotion that is. I release this anger that no longer serves me. I release this tension that no longer serves me. I release this pain that no longer serves me. And that's how all of these different triggers will lose its power. All right, you want to take control of you. You are a bossed on king or queen, okay? And we want to make sure that you keep that status of being the bossed on king or queen. All right, so another powerful way to explore the darker side of you is by staying in tune with the moons, right? Moons have different phases, so you want to take in the energies from the moons to help you see things about yourself that you may not have noticed. Okay, so now this is going beyond the triggers. Now we're talking about your thought patterns, belief systems, habits. We're talking about how you move, decisions you make, how you think, all of these different things. You want to see and utilize the different phases of the moon to help assist you in gaining that insight and strengthening that intuition within you. Like, oh my gosh, wait a minute. I noticed that I don't necessarily speak to everyone the same respectful way. I noticed that when I get on the phone and I talk to customer service for the banks, any customer service, I am not as respectful as I am with other people. So, I'm using my personal example because that is me all day. And I think we could agree that the customer service, oh my gosh, it could be tricky. It could be tricky. But listen, that to me was one thing that I have noticed, within me, that I'm just like, wow, wait a minute. I want to make sure that everyone has the same love, light, and compassion. Unless I'm shown otherwise, then it's just kind of like, okay, well, you'll be over there and I'm gonna be over here. You know, catch you when I catch you. You got to be vibing at a certain, wave to be around me, right? So, you want to get to that place. That's how you get that inner peace. That's how you stick and not control, but you transmute the energy to work for you so that you maintain that inner peace, right? So you're not going to maintain inner peace if you are not, you're not the same way with everyone equally, or you have a belief system that you got when that you accumulated when you were like 10, 12 years old, and you just stuck with it, and you just kind of hinged on, latched onto that belief system because you made it a part of who you think you are. Oh, I'm never, ever going to have a best friend again because I experienced the worst experience. From my childhood, I had a best friend of, all the way until I was 12 years old, and so now I can't get close to people anymore. I have a problem with getting close to people. So these are the different things that will come up if you actually go ahead and do the works into exploring the darker side of you and using these elements that's already at our disposal. The phases of the moon are very powerful. All right, so you just want to kind of research, take a look into seeing what phase is for what, and do the work, do the meditation, ask, get in tune with your higher self and just be like, listen, I want to find out what are the habits that are not working for me, and what are the habits that are working for me. I'm looking to find out belief systems that are working for me and belief systems that are not working for me. So this is how you explore the darker side. I am gonna do more videos breaking down further. I can always provide you guys resources and tools that I use to get this knowledge. You always want to get with mentors. You want to get with guidance, some form of guidance in order to get this knowledge. And you want to get it from, you want to feel the vibe of where you're getting it from. And that way you can decipher that it is accurate information. All right. But if you're interested in learning more about that, I can definitely provide you my personal resource and guidance and tools that I use for that insight. All right, but I'm very excited to be here with you guys today. I hope this really helped provide some kind of assistance in your day-to-day, as it is very testing these times. But we're gonna keep vibing high with Taneri's Vibes. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, comment. Let me know in the comments below. What are some things that you found out about the darker side of you? I want to hear all about it. Alrighty, you guys. Talk soon.